On today's episode of the Game Link Show, me, Angel Rose Sanchez, and Philip Allen Burke, we're going to answer your questions, and then we're going to go into some Dark Souls 2 commentary and thoughts, our Game Link comedy, and then finally we step into the Gamers Lounge. All right, guys, enjoy the show. Hey, how's it going, guys? So, we know you guys have had plenty of questions for, well, what the Game Link Show is about, what is it that we're trying to do, and here today, we're going to answer those questions. What do you think of answering some, Phil?
I would love to tell everybody what they need to know and want to know, so let's get to the questions.
How long has it taken you guys to come up with each episode?
Well, for each episode, it really has to be about 2 weeks to get all the content, to get it just right. And we're working our best. We do have a small army now, but we hope with the Game Link Show we can create that big gaming community that really looks forward to seeing the Game Link Show all come together.
Getting people to come and do this with us sometimes. Certain people of the team have things that they have to do, so sometimes it may take a little longer than expected.
Yeah, everyone's always running on their own schedule. You know, when you get older, out of high school, you know, we're still pretty young. We're in our 20s, if any of you guys wondered how old we were too. But yeah, that's pretty much it, coming out of our own time.
Tyrone Flatbottom asks, what can I do to contribute to the Game Link Show?
I think you can take this one, Phil.
Well, to contribute to the Game Link Show, what you guys can do is, you know, follow us on all of our social media. Tell us what you guys think of the show, what you guys might like to see happening here, whenever we have each episode. And anything else, man?
I mean, really, to contribute is just really give us a shout out. We're gonna give you a shout out as well for helping us out. And really, it's the people's show, as I mentioned, so let's hit that goal, people.
Bud Adams asks, can you guys do a top countdown for the hottest video game girls ever?
Well, that would be, I guess, kind of funny, but it's really overdone.
Really overdone, also kind of degrading if
that
next we do the top hottest guys. And I mean, I know gaming is kind of a, well, I won't go into that route, a male dominant thing, but also we also welcome the females as well. But then we're gonna have to start getting to some kind of the next hottest aliens and Mass Effect.
And it's just stuff that's been I've seen done all the time.
Done all the time. You can look at those, and there's like probably 1,000 of those on YouTube. And really, I think I think it's time to make some better top countdown lists.
Yep, that's another thing that we're looking forward to changing as well.
Definitely some better top countdown lists. And no, it's not the top 100 like video games we like. I think it's better really to put it out maybe with just better by story-wise rather than, you know, by popularity. That isn't how things run. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Angel Rose Sanchez here.
And Phil Burke as well.
And today we're here to play the world's toughest game of this generation. And what game is that, Phil?
Dark Souls 2, Angel.
And I know we've heard a lot of hype about this, so we're here to see what it's all about and commentate on it.
Yep.
All right, let's get a show on the road.
Cool.
So you died once more, and I bet a lot of dying happens in this game, as it does mention that in the cover, basically, of this game.
Going beyond death.
And it's pretty dark, I heard. So let's see. Dark Souls. You got a Dark Soul.
Yes. I've only seen a couple hours of footage of this in total, I guess.
Same here with parts 1. It's like Demon Souls is, I think, part 2, and this is like the part 3, but it's Dark Souls 2, so I guess maybe it'll be a Demon Souls 2.
Maybe so.
Yep.
And what I've seen of this game, I was watching somebody play it for a couple hours, and it seemed like really unfair. like such a jerk. Can't even.
You're like basically what is it, like a fly to like an eagle, you think, half the time?
Probably so.
Like your inventory. And I remember the thing is you're like cursed, or you like, so you don't die, and you basically, the story is well, you have to go undo your curse, and you just go through like basically through hell to get to, you know, to undo your curse.
Collecting souls.
You talk to some people, it looks like at least someone here looks like has a sense of humor. They keep a safe distance.
I like the hat.
That is a nice hat.
There is class selection, yes?
Yeah, there is. You know, you can be a magic user, a knight user, a swords user. You can even just go naked with no armor whatsoever if you really think you're crazy that good.
That seems like something that would be fun to try.
Just go.
See how long you could last that way.
Yeah, just like.
I think Monster Hunter did that as well.
Oh yeah,
where you had to
Hunter.
cook something for yourself every once in a while.
So that this kind of has like the same like formula, kind of like Monster Hunter, you think, right?
I'd say so far it seems kind of similar to
Yeah,
Monster
so this
Hunter.
is more like the
layout.
PlayStation and Xbox versions. Monster
I guess-
Hunter is more like
Don't forget
portable.
about PC.
Oh yeah, PC. Can't forget the PC games out there.
Oh man.
The one thing I've heard a lot about this is a lot of issues with online happen. Like, you know, it drops on you, and you know, one thing that I heard from a good buddy of mine, even with a really good connection, that this online seems to really like be failing a lot, like dropping people.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know, and I hope that doesn't happen with the next game for this, because you know, I am getting into this too. You know, I love playing hard games like there's Shin Megami Tensei. Those games ain't easy, and these days we barely get hard games. There was Ninja Gaiden, remember that? That used to be the world's toughest game, and then that mess of 3, they just turned it super easy. And I hope to God these guys have no quick time events planned for the next game, because oh great, we totally need quick time events.
All the time.
Oh man.
And it's like some people think, I guess a lot of people might want to think that, you know, quick time events are usually the best ways to tell stories, and it's not always the case.
Oh jeez, quick time events. Oh man.
Especially, like, I heard Max Payne 3 was nothing but quick time events
It
to
looks-
tell the story.
Yeah, oh jeez, because you really gotta click X to just hit a reply. I am replying to you. Quick time event.
Oh my god.
And don't forget the mess of Resident Evil 6. Quick time event. Quick time event.
We'll make it into an action movie.
Quick time event action movie. And only 5 minutes of gameplay till movie, and then quick time event.
I didn't even make it that far through Resident Evil 6, to be honest.
Honestly,
like,
I just beat it, and most of the time, I just played Mercenaries, and you know what? The only thing I liked with quick time events was when that bad guy was about to hit you, and if you had like a trigger finger, like you'd, you know, hit the button to dodge. But you know, even that feels like way too easy. It's like you might as well just say, you know, you beat the game in one chapter. That's the end.
yeah.
What's next? You want me to buy DLC for that too?
You want me to pay $15 for you to finish this game?
So it looks like right now this guy's getting owned right here. These bosses I heard are like we mentioned. It's like a fly fighting an eagle. This small guy taking on like giants, like this thing right here.
The last giant.
And in Ninja Gaiden, you know, you'd fight huge things, but you'd at least have an opportunity. You just had to master a weapon and, you know, just be a real ninja and just try and backflip everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I hope you used to be into Devil May Cry. Did you ever get into
Yes.
Devil May Cry?
Definitely. Never 2. Just 1 and 3.
No. 2 doesn't
Nobody ever
exist.
talks about 2.
We don't speak that language in this house, young man. And the same goes with DMC.
DMC I didn't even get to try. Nope.
I tried, but yeah, probably everyone's gonna like, oh, why are you hating on DMC? Well, you know, it's when you take out your original formula, you try a formula that just is a yeah. If we can get a hard action game, sort of like this, but maybe with Dark Souls we can get a thing going on with more harder games, because You know, when
Yeah.
people, it's funny if someone's really complaining about this game being hard. It says it literally in its title, and you know, over everyone knows it's supposed to be the world's hardest game right now, and we don't get that much these days. Like there used to be the Impossible game. You remember that?
Yeah, I used to have that on my phone.
Yeah. Well, you gotta love that music in that game. That music's awesome in that
Yep.
game. And then, what else did we have as a hard game out there? Oh, remember Q-Op?
Oh god. Can we actually call that a game? Can we? I think we can.
Q-Op.
Quap.
Quappy Quap. To me, it sounded like a cereal. Quap flakes.
Quap flakes.
Look at that. It gets as hard as when someone just keeps spamming throwing objects at you.
Yep, especially if you're close ranged combat.
Look at that, all hiding
You just
over
fell
there.
off the branch.
See, they don't even die when they fall off a branch, people. Let me just spam some more throwing objects. He doesn't expect that. Little spammer got taken out.
But it's like, yeah, it seems like you've really got to master your dodging, your rolling, and your blocking.
Uh-huh.
Like in God of War, I remember you had to do that a lot. If you didn't know how to master your blocking and
Oh, no.
rolling, you would be completely screwed.
Do you know Bayonetta?
Yes. Of
Bayonetta
course.
kind of followed that same format, but it was super hard with the dodging. Instead of just dodging, you had to be exact timing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you know, you trigger the slow motion like thing after, and you know what is really cool with this one is it's a hard game. It's open world too, so it's not like kind of a boxed in kind of like a action game where you know Devil May Cry. You know, you're
Yeah.
kind of in a castle sometimes, and then I don't know if you ever got a chance to play 4.
Mm-hmm.
4, you kind of just go level to level, really. And this is interesting. Like, you know, you never think of open world. This may be right here. This is like the future action games. You know, may put stamina. And action games are known to not always be easy, which, you know, that's the challenge. The gamers out there, I love hard games.
Yep. I think another thing that would make things a lot more difficult is having much less, I guess, checkpoints.
Yeah.
I mean, just like if you look in all the old games, I mean, and how much little checkpoints you had gotten before
Yeah,
you
that was the
be
thing.
sent back to the beginning.
Yeah, that was the thing too with Ninja Gaiden. It didn't have a save instantly, just like Part 3, where like that kind of killed off the hardness. It's like, oh, I can
Yep.
just save right here. I'll come right here. I mean, once you died, you start over. I mean,
Yeah.
that gets everyone angry, and that same thing kind of happens in here too. You die, you start over. I
Yep.
think, yeah, that's
And
what
that's-
I like.
Another thing that it does also, I feel, is keeps you playing more because you want to be able to push yourself to the end. You
Yeah,
know?
I know exactly.
You want to, even though you're gonna see the same few screens over and over again until you've mastered it.
Oh yeah, and the same screen over and over and over and over. Now, if only this had a hardcore soundtrack.
Yeah,
I feel maybe metal would work out with this game.
most definitely.
I mean, that's
It-
what I liked
it-
with Ninja Gaiden,
Yeah,
and Devil May Cry had its metal. I mean, Bayonetta has its like jazz.
jazz.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably, slash some demons in the face with,
Yeah.
with some jazz on.
Yeah, jazz. Boop, boop, boop.
Most of the time, I would put on some metal for playing God of War. It just seemed like the perfect fit for most songs, especially with Kratos being
Oh,
so
that
full of
guy.
rage.
He should be. It's like if he's, that guy from Disturbed.
Oh yeah.
He could kind of pull off as him.
Oh,
Just, like,
David Draymond.
screaming. So, alright. This is something we haven't seen yet. Some guy.
Is he a blacksmith?
What do you know he is?
hmm
So you just buy stuff from him.
So, are your souls the currency?
Yeah, souls is like the money, like pretty much of this world.
Alright.
Like, it's funny. It kind of goes with the title. The story for this goes like, you're an undead. You're a person who basically can't die. You're cursed with being undead.
Right.
And then, I don't know, we're yet to grow that old to see, there's the regret of being immortal. Like, do you want to really live on for every generation? Like, do you want to have a time where you at least have a happiness in death to say, you've done what you wanted to do in life. So, I mean, that's where I guess this comes deep is, you know, a zombie really doesn't know about death because he's undead. This is pretty cool right here.
Dual wield, huh?
Yeah. So you don't, that would be interesting even in Zelda besides just sword and shield, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that would definitely, something to spice up the combat is
mean,
always nice.
Zelda has always relied even on just items itself, maybe instead switch it up like that.
Items, sword, and shield. Yeah.
I hope they're taking that down. There's Hyrule Warriors. Have you seen what that looks like?
I have seen a little bit of it. I've never really played any of the Dynasty Warriors games.
Oh,
so
I heard
I'm
it's
not
just
really...
X and X and X and
Yeah.
X and X.
I've heard that it's pretty much you just pressing, you know, spamming attacks on like 1,000 people, like waves of people.
Such a nice view.
It's a beautiful view out there.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Doesn't even notice. Is he stuck?
Oh, no. I thought he was going to fall.
The thing I do like about this game that makes it sort of funny sometimes is the ragdoll physics. When somebody, when you kill an enemy and they're just like, you know,
Hey? Oh, I love the ragdolls. That'd be awesome. That's what I like to see is like, you know, I defeated him, so now it'd be cool if you could do something else with the body, but then that'd just be kind of sick, I guess.
yeah.
That'd give it even more of an M rating. Dragging the dead bodies. Oh, I think you got a challenge here. Look at this.
And so many parents would love to just blame
wait.
that for desensitizing their kids.
Oh, ragdoll effect.
Yep. See, it always. I loved even when it was like that in old Hitman. You know.
Yeah, it's like
That was pretty like in Hitman Blood Money when you threw bodies over an edge.
Well, I think that wraps it up for today. I think
I
we've
would say
seen,
so.
I think we got kind of a positive look up really on Dark Souls 2. I hope you guys liked what you've seen. Maybe from hearing us out, maybe that can be the future of some action games out there too. You know, besides just commentating on just whatever the game looks like, I feel, you know, that should be something else. Like discuss maybe the future of what that kind of can be, Phil.
Probably so. Yes.
I mean, is there anything else you want to add on to it, or that you feel?
I cannot wait to actually try this for myself.
I mean, definitely a new franchise out there. I mean, an interesting new franchise. Hard game out there. You definitely be crying when you die a lot. Hopefully you
As
don't.
if I haven't done that enough with games.
Hopefully you don't break the controller too.
Oh,
I
definitely
mean,
hoping not to.
If you have it on PC, don't break your mouse.
Don't bash your monitor in with it.
Don't get carpal tunnel doing it either.
Don't do that. Definitely don't do that.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much. We'll
Take
see
it
you
easy.
guys later.
Yep. Look for the next segment, guys.
Excuse me, sir? What up, man?
What is it?
Bro, you're kind of walking. I can't really see your eyes. Do you know where you're going?
Well, I'm just jamming.
Yeah, bro, sure. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Great, this is Game Link.
The Game Link?
Yeah, the Game Link.
What's that?
Oh, it's the Game Link, bro. What do you think the Game Link is?
It sounds like something to do with games.
Well, yeah, that's what it kind of says on this microphone, bro.
Whoa. I'm not a game.
Yo, you shouldn't touch that, bro. I don't think you know what you're doing with this.
Well, I can trade my music for that. Looks pretty awesome.
Why would you trade your music for this? It's just a microphone.
I can sing.
You can sing?
Yeah.
You can sing? You can rap?
The Game Link Show, you better watch it because it's the Game Link Show.
I don't think music is for you, bro.
Alright. So what is it? What is the Game Link Show?
The Game Link Show is basically people talking about video games to everyone on the media and what their opinions are.
That's pretty awesome. You kind of needed that.
Yeah, I can't really see your eyes, bro.
This is the new fad, bro.
It's a new fab, bro. So
Yeah.
walking when you can't see and walking into walls is the new fab. Okay, I can dig
As
it.
long as you're not driving, but you know, it's the fashion. You gotta get with it, you know.
Sure, let's go with that. Sure.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get going.
All right.
Excuse me, sir. What do you think about the Game Link show? Well, it's alright. I see you smiling, so that must be good. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Angelo Sanchez here.
And Phil Burke as well.
Alright guys, so today's topic on their Gamers Lounge is a really important topic to be talked about. And that matter is DLC. And Phil?
Downloadable content.
Alright, and for those guys, for the record, DLC can be good or bad or just straight out outrageous. So Phil, I bet you got plenty of stuff to talk about with DLC.
Indeed I do, Angel. I mean, DLC is something I think about a lot. And I mean, you know, I don't, it's one of those things where DLC can just really make a big impact also on what am I, you know, gonna pre-order. Or on a lot of people say that, but most of the time it just makes me really angry.
Yeah, I know. It's like, can I get more for my game? Like, it's like, why should I buy this content when, you know, it should have already been in my game? Why am I paying more for what I already got? And really, for DLC, like I mentioned, it's going to be good, bad, or outrageous. It's been going on for quite some time now, especially in this generation. Now, DLC really picked up back on PlayStation 3 and on Xbox 360 and PC these days. So, Phil, why don't you give us an example of some DLCs out there?
Pre-order exclusives. That definitely is a big one right there.
Yeah, and pre-order exclusives, it's a pretty big thing these days. Now, I bet everyone out there, when you want to get the most out of your game, and if you're highly interested in that game you're thinking of purchasing, you want to pre-order it. And really, sometimes it gets a little outrageous when, oh, I want to buy it after, but you know, I don't have access to that pre-order DLC. So, Phil, think of some pre-orders that, you know, have really gone wrong with the DLC.
Well, I remember when Diablo 3 started coming out on consoles. Pretty sure I think it was a GameStop exclusive where they were like, if you pre-order Diablo 3 from us for PS3, 360, you'll get the special suit of armor. And I'm just like, well, do you ever get it later? Most of the time, no, you don't get it to buy it later.
Yeah, sometimes the DLC in the pre-order market, they don't even put it up in the PSN or Xbox Live or even on the, you know, the Nintendo eShop. And sometimes that really gets people like out, like, why didn't I pre-order the game earlier? And really, then sometimes it gets outrageous when the person who pre-ordered the game gets to be even powerful online, like they get to be ahead of the competition, the ranks, just because they pre-ordered the game. And Phil, don't you find that super unfair?
It's really unfair, especially, you know, competitive games.
Yeah,
where it's like you're
exactly.
going to handicap the player with this kind of DLC. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, and hasn't that mostly happened in like shooters, you think?
Shooters, definitely, FPS, most of the time.
Yeah, and it's just like, come on, guys, like, come on. We have to fix this pre-order thing. Let's talk about in this DLC, and then that matter really has to go for Capcom out there. Now, I ain't calling out Capcom right now, but, I mean, this was a pretty disgusting act. So for Capcom, what they did, and I bet, Phil, you're aware about it too, Capcom put in this DLC, so you're buying for what you already have gotten, and which is really unfair.
Yep, I have noticed that, especially with, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom. I've noticed it with Street Fighter as well. And I'm just like, you know, can you guys make up your minds? You're making so many different versions of the same game.
Yeah, exactly.
Exclusive content and all that.
Yeah, and it makes no sense, guys, when, you know, you see Street Fighter 4 first started. We were all happy to see Street Fighters back, you know, right in the biz. But then all of a sudden Capcom thought, hey, instead of just putting it as DLC, let's make it a separate game in total. And, you know, you couldn't actually have, Street Fighter 4 and download them, you'd have to buy the next version.
Back when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 first had come out,
Yeah.
I'd go in there the next, like, say, month, and I saw Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and then, like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in another version on a separate disc.
Yeah, Capcom right now, they're doing an Ultra Street Fighter 4. And, Ultra Street Fighter 4, it's like, really? We went from Street Fighter 4. Well, I can't purchase the DLC for this version of the game. I have to buy the next version. That's another $40. All right, so I have this version of the game. But, I see there's Arcade Edition, which was the next version after Super Street Fighter 4. And then that one, you'd have to be, oh, I want to purchase those guys. Okay, I can do that here. And then now, Phil, there's Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Yep,
Does that make any sense?
No, and let's not forget about Super Street Fighter 4 3D
Oh,
on the
yeah,
3DS.
exactly.
I mean,
It's
that was
just
another
like-
thing that threw this whole thing.
It's
into
like,
a huge mess.
Capcom, why are you doing this, and then not to mention they did Ultimate Mario vs. Capcom 3.
That was, yep,
And
I
then-
remember seeing that on the shelf.
And then not to mention Street Fighter X Tekken. Oh wait, that DLC is already in the game, but I must buy it anyways. Wonders like, I could be the brains over there, and that's what really gets the people.
I feel like a lot of people
It
do
feels like
definitely
we
say
could
that.
even work over there and, get that place going. It's
Yeah.
just like, guys, it's pretty sad when the fans can think of better, marketing trades than the actual, guys who work over there. So, guys, I hope you all learned something, both non-gamers and, real true gamers out there. When it comes to DLC, it has to come really, don't be stingy with the price of it. And Phil?
I think, what he said, don't be stingy with the price of it. You get what you get, just take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I personally, I think that it's better to just, for developers to just, add everything they can packed into the game itself. But if they don't want to, then I guess we have DLC.
Yep, and I guess maybe we're going to have to deal with DLC for a while, guys. I mean, it's the hottest thing, regardless, like it or not, it's around. But, like I said, true gamers know when there's a really good DLC and a bad DLC. And don't, just buy it just to, feed them their money. It'll send a message to those developers out there, future developers out there. We have to make a better DLC system, or otherwise we're going to keep dealing with this mess. All right?
Yep.
So, guys, that's today's Gamers Lounge. I'm really happy that you guys stuck around with us for this, talk about DLC. And Phil, I mean, I'm glad to get that out of the way. I hope everyone's gotten the message by now.
Yep, me too. DLC is something I think about a lot. Kind of have sort of a love-hate relationship with it. But overall, I guess I'd more hate it than anything.
Yeah, everyone's got their opinion. Look like he's answering a reading.
No, that's lame.
Really?
What is this, 1930s or 50s like TV show? No.
All right.
The,
He's
the
gonna read
graphics
you
gonna
that.
cut. No.
You're gonna read it, all right?
Dude, all right. Do I have to bring it to the 21st century?
No.
What's gonna happen? Right.
Yeah,
All right. Where's that energy? Come on. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Woo! All right. So Samuel L. Jackson had just called and said he wanted to be on the show. So this means you don't want him, and I just cancel him, right? Because he's not gonna.
Well, I do love him as an actor.
Okay.
But,
All right. I mean, next from Twitter, at Darth Craftman asks, "What inspired you guys for the Game Link show?" Final one. Nice.